Hi Warren Road. I am so excited to bring to you a lesson that I want everyone to try. Remember, anything that we're doing, whatever product you have at the end, that's what I want to see. It does not have to look like mine, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We're trying something new here, so you might be asking some help from your grown-up in the house, or older sibling, if part of this is difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the influence of Africa on art. And in the earlier video that I did with Mr. James, we talked about the kente cloth. I want you to remember that the kente cloth is from West Africa. Africa is an enormous continent. It has over 1.1 billion people in it. So they don't all look the same. They don't all have the same language. There are big cities, there are rural areas. It is a continent with 54 countries. So remember, we're just looking at a very small tradition from West Africa, from Ghana, Togo, and Nigeria. And I had the delight of living there when I was younger and going to school there. So a lot of the things that I remember are the patterns, the rhythms, the music, the dance, and the artwork. So we're gonna take the kente cloth and we're gonna make it modern and for us. All right, first thing I want you to do is I want you to have a piece of paper, and it should be pretty small because we're gonna color the whole thing. Mine is 6 inches by 9 inches. It can be copy paper, it can be a piece of paper that already has writing on it, or it can be just white because we're gonna cover it up completely. All right, so Miss Eisman is going to be also here. She is going to be my student example and is going to do this with us. Don't be afraid to pause the video if I go too quickly, okay? So take your paper and you're going to fold it what I call vertically. A lot of you like calling it hot dog style because it looks long and skinny like a hot dog bun, okay? Take your paper and fold it that way. Open it up. This line down the middle is going to be our line of symmetry. It's the halfway point. We are only going to draw on one half. So turn your paper, make sure you know where the half mark is, and I want you to write your name, starting from the middle and going all the way to the top of the paper. So you can see my fold right here. I'm going to use my last name, Brown. I'm going to start in the middle and I'm going to make the letter B go all the way to the top, but stop right there in the middle. So I'm not touching this bottom half, just the top half. So I'm doing the B, the R, the O, W, and N. I find using capital letters is a lot easier because straight lines are a lot easier to work with than too many curves. Now, if you want to be a little more advanced, you can make these bubble letters, but right now, that's all we're gonna do. So let's check in on Miss Eisman.
I'm working hard.
See how she started at the middle and drawing her letters just to the top. That bottom half of the paper is still empty. So nice big letters. Do they have to be perfect? No.
Uh-oh.
And if something breaks, here's another one.
Oh, thank you.
Very welcome. You want to use pencil or crayon for this because we're gonna transfer, we're gonna make that mark show up on the other side. So crayon will work, pencil will work, but marker will not work. All right, take your paper, fold it so you can't see your name, and using your finger or a dull utensil, like I'm using the bottom of a Sharpie, push down and rub that paper. We're transferring the pencil mark to the other side. And when we open it, you're going to see the pencil marks showing up. It's not going to be as dark as the first one, but you're going to start to see it. And that makes our symmetrical design. It's a lot like a butterfly. When a butterfly opens up its wings, the design is the same on both sides. So what we do is when you start to see those lines, you're going to take your pencil and go over them and make them darker. So you're going to see that transfer of the pencil or the crayon onto the other side, and it's going to be a mirror image of the letter I first drew. And we just go right over those lines. This might be something, if you're one of our younger students, that you ask your grown-up or an older sibling to do for you. It gets a little difficult seeing those lines sometimes, and sometimes we just need a little extra help. But if you see the picture, I have a B on this side and the mirror image of the B on the other side. You might wonder, Miss Brown, what does our name have to do with a kente cloth? Well, the kente cloth is very specific to a tribe or to a family. And when the men are weaving the cloth, they're using patterns that represent very personal memories or traditions. So something that's very personal to us is our name, and that's why we're using it. It's not gonna be the design or pattern that we've talked about. It's just gonna be the base, kind of like the structure, and now we're gonna put the color and pattern on top of it. All right, Miss Eisman, how did it go?
How does that look?
Perfect.
Oh,
Great
good.
job. Okay, now we're gonna kind of forget that our name is there. We're thinking of them just as shapes and lines, and we're gonna add pattern, which means our colors need to repeat. Let me show you an example. So this is my name, Brown. You can see the B, R, O, W, and N. But it gets turned into a piece of artwork because the pattern I'm adding onto it becomes more important, and the emphasis is the pattern. So when we start to add the color, we're not looking at the name sideways anymore. We're turning it to where the top is going to be one of the shorter lengths, and then it'll go down the side. Everything we do is what we call symmetrical. We start at the middle. If I draw an orange line on this side of the paper, I'm going to draw the same orange line on the other side of the paper. So the pattern is the same. Black, orange, red. Black, orange, red. Yellow, yellow. Green, green. So if I color something yellow on this side of the paper, I'm going to color the same spot yellow on this one. Okay, and I can go down, I can start at top, I can skip to the bottom, but this is where that pattern and that rhythm happen. What I do to help with that is I limit myself to about 4 colors. I have black, I have orange, yellow, and green. I use white occasionally just to make something pop. If we have too many colors, it's hard to keep a pattern of colors going. And that pattern helps create a rhythm throughout our picture. Okay? Have fun. Remember, this is about exploring and trying a new process. It is not about having the perfect one. And I want to see whatever you come up with, even if your patterns don't work out perfectly, because we're going to take these, and when you come back, we're going to add a background to them and put them all together so that our school has our own kente cloth, our own picture with our names down the middle. You'll be able to find yours immediately because they're all going to be different, but they're all going to represent Warren Road Elementary School. Remember, 4 tribes, but 1 family. So we're going to put this all together. Thank you guys. Good luck. Don't be afraid to pause the video, and don't be afraid to try it again. All right.
When
remember with color, it's all about what you like. What colors do you enjoy? And as Ms. Eisman is putting a purple line on one side, she puts the purple on the other. Start from the middle and go out to the sides. And have